We did not all come over on the same ship, but we are all in the same boat. Bernard Baruch. Question number 16. What happens when I've been around the principles for years, but I no longer get anything new or have insights, and I'm not even sure I understand the 3 Ps anymore? Information is just bits of data. Knowledge is putting them together. Wisdom is transcending them. Ram Dass. When I was younger, I was afraid to fly. It wasn't actually the flying bit that scared me, it was when the plane would ascend into the air. I remember reading somewhere that the most dangerous part of a flight is when it departs and lands. I'm not sure whether that's true, but regardless, I embraced that thought and decided to believe it with full force. Not a great idea if you like traveling. I remember sitting there and strapping on my seatbelt. I was shaking. I looked around and wondered why nobody else cared. I tried reading. I closed the window shade so I didn't have to see outside. Nothing helped. The next thing I knew, the pilot got on the intercom and said, "Good afternoon, passengers. This is your captain speaking. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on Flight 405. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 33,000 feet at an airspeed of 400 miles per hour. The time is 1:25 p.m. The weather looks good, and with the tailwind on our side, we are expecting to land in San Diego approximately 15 minutes ahead of schedule." As the pilot continued his speech, the seatbelt light turned off, and I realized something. While I was concerning myself with the make-believe scenarios of my life on this plane, the plane went up 33,000 feet without me noticing. I could have literally walked back and forth on the plane and wondered when this stupid plane was going to level off, while all the while it was already leveling off. Discovering the 3 principles has felt the same way for me. After my initial holy effing God moment, I settled down and waited for the next holy effing God moment, and it didn't come. I was wondering if I was doing the principles wrong. I wasn't. It's just that I was at a higher level of understanding. What I did notice was that my life was simply easier, more relaxed, and even more enjoyable for the most part. However, I wasn't getting the big insights like when I had first heard the principles, so I almost dismissed the beauty of my life along the way. My fatherly advice is this: sit your ass down, look out the window, and enjoy the ride. You'll be cruising at infinite depths of awareness in no time. You'll see what you see during various depths of consciousness. Granted, the insights might not look or feel the same as when you first heard the principles. However, if you obsess over why the insights aren't big anymore, you might miss a chance at a new, more subtle insight. Even worse, if you are pacing around the aisle waiting for something to happen, you'll miss all the gifts that life has to offer. So sit back, grab a coffee, and look out the window of life. You might just find something you didn't see before. As I'm writing this, I'm questioning whether I even completely understand the principles anymore myself. I go in and out of being able to articulate it. In one way, it feels distressing. In another way, it's comforting. It might be because I'm living the principles now. Maybe that's my next level of understanding. Maybe the next level is for me to live them rather than articulate them. Regardless, it's not my job to figure out whether I can wrangle with the intellect, although it's fun to do at times. My job is to get back to life and let life give me the insights I need when I need them. And if I don't get anything new like I used to, maybe that's exactly where I need to be right now, at this moment. When I look at it from that vantage point, that seems awfully new to me. And something about that is comforting.